The Hamas-Israeli conflict, right? Terrible, right? So if you are upset about it, you are not alone. And tonight I want to talk about this in a different way, one that really hits home, I hope. Put it in a context that makes it more understandable and hopefully points the way to resolution.
And we have a comment already. Todd is with us, and he says, "Hi, Beth and James." He sends musical notes, smiles, and heart of love and laughter.
Thank you, Todd. Welcome. So good to see you.
Yes, and we have another comment. Catalina says hi and sends a big heart of love.
Thank you. It
Catalina.
feels great to have you guys with us and already commenting and making us feel less alone. So, I want to start with an expression that we have all heard, at least in this country. And the expression is, united we stand, right? Divided we fall. Right? And we all think we know what that means, right? Mm-hmm. If our team does not unite against your team, we will fail.
Yes.
Isn't that really what that's about? And it looks like we have another.
Oh, Elizabeth says hello and sends 3 hearts of love. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Elizabeth. So think about that. United we stand against the enemy, the other team, the other country, the other class, the others, the others, whatever the others they are. And divided we fall, yeah. And we all make this comment or repeat it either in our minds or actually verbally without really thinking about what it's saying. I mean, really, it's all about being divided against one another.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
we're seeing a lot of that in this country right now.
We're seeing that in
a lot of polarization
everywhere.
All over the world.
Exactly. So if we were to say, united we stand, divided we fall, and we don't think of it as being about being adversarial, but that we fall because we're all screwing up together, it gives it a whole different meaning. I would like to give you an example of that. And I'm going to bring this all together with Hamas and Israel and our personal relationships and all of that. At least that's what I'm going to try to do, right? So the biggest problem we face on the earth today, other than our own behaviors, spirituality or lack thereof, and egos, is global warming, right? So, united we stand. That means if the whole world came together to solve the problems of global warming, we would have a chance. But oh no, we can't do that. We have to divide against each other. There is no global warming. Well, maybe there is global warming, but it's nobody's fault. Oh, it's somebody's fault, but it's their fault.
Or I wouldn't want to make cuts into my profit margin by doing environmentally sound practices.
No, nor do I want to inconvenience myself too much.
Right.
And nor do I want to rethink our attitude towards the natural world, which includes other animals and so on. Like, oh my God, do we ever say united with the coyotes we stand? Divided from the coyotes we fall?
No.
No, never. Almost never. I mean, there's always people who have that kind of consciousness, but it's very rare because we all have an us and them in our minds. I don't want the bear coming onto my property. Now, I don't know how to sit down with the bear and talk about, let's see what is for the highest good of all. I just want to make sure that they're not on my property. And does that solve the problems? No, it doesn't. It means that it's pushing the coyotes into the cities
Or the bears.
or the bears or the cougars, whatever it is. And as long as we can manage to keep them at bay and save our asses, well, that's really okay, because we're not talking about, in general, the whole picture of the ecology, the relationship between humanity and the rest of the natural world, because after all, we too are part of the natural world, right? I mean, the last time I looked, I had a body. So everybody is other. Now, let's take a look at this in an example. I'm going to get to Israel and Hamas specifically in a few minutes, but first, I think we have...
Oh, Amy is here, and she says, hi, Beth and James. Thank you so much for this important topic. My special friend Mary is here, too.
Mwah.
Well, hello,
How
Mary.
divine is
Hello,
that,
Amy.
Mary? Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you, special friend, for this special night. It's night here. Some of our viewers, it's morning. And then they say, good morning. So now, have you noticed, and I'm sure you couldn't have missed it, that as soon as there was an attack by Hamas on Israel, and now, attack back on Gaza by Israel, people are taking sides and making making fun of creating political advantages out of the whole thing. It's like, oh, finally, we have a way of attacking the squad. See, all of a sudden, nobody's an anti-Semite anymore except the squad. And everybody is forced to take a side, pro and con the squad. Right, like that is going to change the fate of humanity. But you see what I'm saying? Or you can be on the other side, on the on the Palestinian side, and you're going to say, look at what they did, what Biden said. Look at what the Republicans said. Look at what Marjorie Taylor Greene said. Like anybody gives a damn what Marjorie Taylor Greene said. It's like, look at what she said. Look at what he said. So now our airwaves are being cluttered by this nonsense. Look at what this one said, what that one said. And have you condemned Israel enough? Have you condemned Hamas enough?
Evidently not.
Evidently, it's never enough. We have never condemned people enough. There's always a new level, and this is rationalization time, right? We can finally rationalize all of our prejudices. So united we stand means we all get together against the other guys, and divided we fall. Now, of course, we all know in our hearts that bombing Israel, taking hostages, treating people like, garbage is a bad thing. But now we're justified in bombing Gaza and treating those people like garbage because we have a justification. But of course, you could say the Arab side can say, yeah, but look at all the years that you've oppressed the people in Gaza. Look at the existence of Israel. Oh yeah, and then Israel can say, yes, but look at how the Arabs treated us, and look at the Holocaust. And everybody, look at this, look at them, and we have to get everybody indignant enough against everybody, so we're all dividing. Are we solving any problems? I haven't noticed it.
No, they seem to persist somehow.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, the 6-Day War was how many years ago?
That was 1967.
1967. Wow, we have really made a lot of progress.
And the Yom Kippur War, which is the 50th anniversary of from 1973.
So, he may be right. I have no idea. Anyway, I don't remember dates. But I do remember the pain. More pain, more pain, more justification for settlements, more justification for, quote, terrorism. It's only terrorism, and the other guy does it, by the way. So, what does it have to do with me? Nothing. I'm not like that. Oh, no. I mean, I only secretly wish for the disempowerment of the other side. Ooh, our team is going out there, Little League, we're going to play ball. And ooh, the pitcher from the other side is having a bad day. Ooh, right. Ooh, hex, hex, hex. Aren't we always trying to disempower the other side, or whoever we perceive as the other side? And isn't this the exact same thing? You can't let the Israelis get too powerful. You can't get the Palestinians get too powerful. After all, then they're going to take something away from me. I can't let my husband get too powerful. He can't let me get too powerful. No, don't let our children get too powerful. God forbid they're going to have minds of their own. I mean, really, guys? Isn't that the truth? Think about it for a moment, about how our society thrives on the disempowerment of others. Oh, I want to buy this house, and I'm going to make an offer of this amount in the hopes that my offer is bigger than their offer. Ooh, and I can offer cash, so they can't even compete with me.
Never mind whether it's for the highest good of all for you to get that house.
Never mind. Never mind whether it is for the highest good of all to get that house. Never mind whether or not it's people, we would even thrive in that house. We have to win. This is the mentality of humanity. Win against the animals. Win against nature. Win against one another. Our political party winning against that one. This football team against that one. Do you recall Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding? Those of you who are old enough to remember that, they were in the Olympics. And Tanya Harding attacked Nancy Kerrigan and damaged her knees, I think it was.
Right.
So that when she would go into the competition, Nancy Kerrigan would be disempowered. Don't people do this every day in court? How can I get them? How can I get them? How can I get them? How can I find the weakness in their argument? When do we ever say, united we stand? When do the Israelis and the Palestinians unite to solve the problems, the economic and social problems in their own area? When do we? Oh, let's not let the uppity blacks get too uppity. You know what I'm saying? Because oh, the Hispanics, there's too many of them now. Oh my God, our world is becoming less white. My God, we're going to be disempowered by those colored people. They're going to disempower us, and then they're going to take over. In fact, let's make sure they don't have any representation in Congress. Let's gerrymander the districts and make sure. Let's not let the Democrats have a vote. It's not the Republicans. Now, I don't know if you are honest with yourself or not, but if you are honest with yourself, I would like you to take a moment to think about who in this world you try to disempower because of your own insecurities. And let me explain something first, because I'm not just saying we're terrible. I'm just saying it's terrible that we do this. Now, supposing you're hurting me, I have two choices, I think. One is to get bigger than you, or to bring my dad in, right? Or to disempower you. I either have to get bigger or you have to get smaller. That is the way that we think, guys. I don't want my wife to leave me, so I want her to lie around in bed all day and not be able to get up or get out. I don't want my kids to get too strong because they may start disagreeing with me or may leave. So it's very understandable. I want to disempower you because you are hurting me. And so then I can stop you from hurting me, or I can hurt you. But you know, there's always a hurt involved. If I'm stopping you from hurting me, let's take a deeper look at how I do that.
Oh, Amy says, I try to disempower my housemate.
Excellent, Amy.
Thank you, Amy. That's a good one.
And we tend to do it when we feel disempowered ourselves. I feel powerless, and so therefore I have to get the competitive advantage over you. I don't say united we stand. How do we bring this house together? How do we bring our family together? How do we bring our world together? How do we bring labor and management together? It's so much easier to blame, fault, embarrass, humiliate, defeat, punch, physically or emotionally. Say, oh, look at that, look what Trump did. Look what Trump said today. I got sick of reading that when Trump was president. Look what Trump said today. Look what an asshole he is. Look what Biden said today, how weak he is. You know, it's disgusting, and I'm saying it out loud. I don't want to play that game. I don't want to play that game. I don't want to play that game, and I don't know how to stop, because if you're hurting me and you have the power, I have to figure out a way to get more powerful than you, to bring in the big guns, disempower you. How else am I going to stop the hurt? Some people have tried peaceful, nonviolent ways. And God bless them, the few and far between. But what we need to do is bring the people together to realize that united we stand and divided we fall. Our families are divided. Siblings in rivalry with one another. Our schools are divided. Genders are divided. Sexual identification is divided. Politics is divided. Everything is divided. So I am asking for you to think hard about who you are trying to disempower, as Amy just did. And how else it could be. So I'm just going to play the piano for a moment. we have to throw off our conditioning, all of our conditioning. We need to unite with nature. We need to unite with our own bodies. How many of us are treating our bodies like they are the enemy that we have to overcome? Get them to bend to our will.
Todd, this one is hard to admit publicly.
That is great, Todd. That means you're really thinking about it. See, we can look at the Israelis and the Palestinians, and we can look at the Israeli government and Hamas, and we can say, those people are so screwed up. Right?
Yeah, we could do that.
We could, and it would be true. But unless we do admit it publicly, Todd, and bless you for saying that, then we are leaving the bulk of the problem untouched, unobserved, not admitted, and therefore we won't do anything about it. In fact, if you try to speak about the good of the whole, somebody is going to call you a sellout somewhere, because the mark of power is your devotion to a narrow perspective that puts forward your interests or the interest of this collective, like our family is going to confront the neighbor's family, and that's what makes us great. Our nation is great because we don't, and that, guys, reality really cuts us down, because the result of all of this is destruction. Always, always destruction. Destruction of the soul, destruction of nature, destruction of the ecosystem, destruction of our spirit. That is the price that we are paying. I can't believe it. I can't even watch the news because I can't stand watching all these people using this horrible situation to promote their position and make themselves look better than the other guy. It is sickening, but it is sickening when I do it. And it's equally sickening when we all do it and don't admit it. So there you go.
Well, I think most of us try to be in the one-up position relative to somebody else. And so that automatically results in our trying to be more powerful than them and for them to be disempowered in some way.
Or we tell ourselves we're doing it because the other guy is putting us down, right? We always have someone else as the reason that we do that, right? We want to be one up, but we definitely don't want to be one down. So I want to say that this is about becoming oneness. And becoming oneness is the first platform of the Living with Reality program, which is in our healingartsnetwork.org website. We have a whole book called Living with Reality, and it's a program for shifting our consciousness. And the book is free. Free. Because honestly, I want to empower you, because I know that when you are feeling empowered, not your ego, but when you are feeling empowered, you are going to be kind and compassionate, and you're going to care about how I feel. And there are people on all sides who do care about what the other side feels, but they are few and far between, and it's so hard to hold on to that perspective in this toxic environment when blame is the name of the game. So take a look at Living with Reality, a 688-page book that is free of charge on the healingartsnetwork.org. Check it out and check us out. Please like or love this show. Please share it with everybody because everybody needs this message because we're all being duped and manipulated and it's pretty disgusting. And we can call an end to this ourselves by practicing this in our own lives and by our understanding and not engaging in this kind of behavior and treatment towards others, even verbally. And come back next Wednesday for Lighting the Way, Granny Raps and Rocks. And by the way, tomorrow night, we do magical improvs, where James and I improvise together, and it's all music pretty much. And it'll help you and me and all of us get into a more enlightened space, we hope, where there is joy and love. That's where I want to live, don't you?
Yep.
So, until next Wednesday for another one of these shows at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time, and until tomorrow at Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific Time for Magical Improvs. And follow our page, love, like, and share this message with others. It needs to be heard.
Hey, thanks for coming. Glad to have you with us. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you. Bye-bye.